Welcome back. We're talking and celebrating the 26th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas, and we're answering the very important question. Is this a Christmas or Halloween movie? Stay tuned for that answer here.
You're tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel, keeping the spirit of Christmas 24/7. Give, forgive, be merry. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Hi guys. We so wish we could have just played the theme song from Nightmare Before Christmas as we came in. But yes, we're celebrating 26 years of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Before we jump into that, I'm going to introduce my amazing and lovely host to my left. Before I get to the Pillow Man, I'm going to introduce the lovely lady to his, oh my gosh, I can't, to his left, Miss Jennifer Lopez.
Hi guys, I'm so excited to be here in the panel this time and not in the booth.
Yes.
I know.
Absolutely.
And if you're just joining us, her mom actually works for Disney, so you've grown up with Disney your entire life.
Yeah, so much fun. I love it. I love everything Disney.
And the Jack Skeleton pillow is none other than Mr. Ollie Drenan.
What's up, everyone?
And-
Excuse my voice. Sorry.
Yeah. And he also worked at Disneyland.
Yes, around the holiday season, and it's something I'll never forget for sure. Absolutely.
What's this? Yay.
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
Thank you so much, Bree, in the booth. Oh my gosh, yes. And I am
Of
your
course.
moderator. I am your lovely host. I am Chae Jones, and I have grown up with Disney and loved Disney for so many years. It's crazy. If you know me, that's all I talk about half the time because it's just how much I love it. And so we're here to celebrate 26 years of this incredible film. Now, this actually came out October 29th, 1993. And do you remember how old you were when you first saw this movie?
I was about, I want to say I was 7, 8 when I first saw this movie.
Okay.
So that was really intriguing. Because I think at first, when I first saw it, I remember I was a little scared. I was like, what is going on? Why is there like Halloween mixed with Christmas in here? But it was a good movie.
Yeah. No, the opening was really scary.
Yeah, right?
I was probably like 5.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
a lot of things scared me back then. But I think once you get down the opening as a child and just see how amazing and magical the film is, you're fine. You're fine. Just get through that as a 5-year-old and you'll be fine. You're going to love the movie.
Right.
I can actually say that I don't remember how old I was when I first saw this movie. I feel like The Nightmare Before Christmas has always been a part of my life. In that
Yeah.
sense, like, it's always been there.
Right.
So that's why I just can't remember the exact age, but I've always known about it. It's always been in my life growing up too, especially for Halloween and Christmas, because you can watch it for both. But guys, we're going to do the age-old Battle Royale. We're going to break down Halloween version of this movie. We're going to break down the Christmas version of this movie. And then after Ollie and J-Lo give me their opinion of what they think this movie is. Is it Halloween? Is it Christmas? I will tell you Danny Elfman's answer, and we'll see who's right.
Hey.
I am dying to know.
Me too.
So, but we also have to get into characters. You know, we have Jack Sally, we have Oogie Boogie, we have the evil scientist. There's so many characters to delve into before we really get into the Battle Royale. So we have the star-crossed lovers. We have Jack Skeleton and Sally. And their love is so beautiful. Even when you rewatch the movie, no matter how many times you've seen this movie, you love the love they eventually get to at the end. Because at first it seems almost unrequited in a sense because Jack is just so
Busy with everything else that's going on that he doesn't even pay attention of all the little... I mean, he does in some sort of way, but I feel like he really doesn't when he's, Sally's doing all these little things for him and she's over there like falling and stuff. And
he's like, just notice me.
Yeah.
I've been here your whole life.
Right. Yeah, she's just like in the corner and then he's just doing everything else and stuff. So.
It's so much
funny.
fun. And then the music. The music is one of the best parts of this entire movie. Now, Danny Elfman, who's also the musical composer, is also the singing voice of Jack Skeleton. He's also the voice of Shock, one of the 3 little kids, and the clown tear-faced child in the opening song.
I didn't know that he was the singing voice for Jack. I did not know that. I didn't know until today. I was really surprised. I was like, I don't know if that's a first for everybody, but it's a first for me. So I was surprised.
I always enjoy hearing like different voice actors and their different roles and how versatile like and talented they are with their voices.
Yes.
So it's really cool to kind of hear like, oh wow,
yeah.
I didn't expect them to play multiple parts.
Right.
So it just really goes to show like the amount of not only like this is like a stop motion film, it's like these characters or these actors are portraying multiple characters. So that's always really fascinating just kind of to hear the roles, the various roles of voice actors.
Right.
Well, speaking of the various roles of voice actors, let me ask you a question. What does Sally and the mayor have in common?
They're both very spooky looking. But Sally's
I'll
very
give you another
beautiful.
hint. It's
Yes,
something that
please.
happened in 88.
What?
An 88.
We weren't alive, Shay.
Yeah, we're in a year after.
Please give us another hint, please.
I mean, those are the only two hints I have, because otherwise, like, you'll have the answer. So,
88.
you give
Another
up?
Disney film? They were in another Disney film?
No,
Oh.
you give up.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Okay, so the amazing comedic actress Catherine O'Hara voiced Sally, and Shock, also one of the other little kids, and Glenn Shaddix voiced the mayor. They did another Tim Burton movie together
Oh.
titled Beetlejuice.
Oh.
So Glenn played Otho, and obviously Catherine played Winona's mother
Gotcha.
Oh,
in
wow.
this movie. So they've done, and they did that before they even did Night Before Christmas.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. That's awesome.
Why didn't we guess that? Tim Burton always sounds like the same.
Yeah, the
person
same
as
people.
Sally.
Yeah, I was going
Right?
to say he always has the same people.
Yeah.
Well, here's another little twist for you. Do you guys know who Paul Rubin is?
No, we're uneducated.
I mean, it's a little trivia for your life. So,
No, I love it though.
so Paul Rubin, you might know as another name. You might know him as Pee Wee Herman.
Oh.
And
okay.
he voiced Locke.
Well, why didn't you just say Pee Wee Herman?
Because that's too good of a giveaway. Like, as soon as I say Pee Wee Herman, you're going to know who it is.
Awesome. That's so cool.
So I
Such a
always thought that was
character.
great. Like, to
Yeah.
have those, like, iconic voices during this iconic movie, especially because when it first came out, it almost in a way flopped in a sense of the same way of Hocus Pocus. When it first came out, the ratings weren't that good.
Yeah.
It came
Right.
out, and people didn't know what to do with it until, like, obviously
It's
years later, and
different.
it gained
Yeah.
momentum, and it became a cult classic.
Right.
Right.
And you love it. Like, you watch it every Halloween, you watch it every Christmas, because it's so now entailed into your childhood.
Mhm. I guess a lot of people might have been confused too when it came out because this is like, oh, the age-old question: is it going to be Halloween or is it a Christmas film? So
Right. I
We're
was
coming
just
out
gonna
in
say.
October 29th was in 1993, which was my year I was born. So 26 years we've been living together. No, but that is something that I that makes sense. Like, oh, people were probably really unsure of the film, and then it led to later on people finding the appreciation for it, and it leading to that cult classic status. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing. That's so crazy to hear that for like these iconic films such as Hocus Pocus as well to be considered like quote unquote flops when they first come out because they're
Well-
such like so iconic, you know.
I know we're gonna get off topic real quick. For Hocus Pocus, it came out in July,
Yeah.
which is also a weird time for a Halloween movie to come out.
They
I would
were
say,
prepared. They were
They
getting
were.
ready for that year.
Right.
and that's why in a sense flop. But now another
like one of those
26 years
movies-
later,
Yeah. It's like
It's
one of those
iconic.
movies that
It's
you
iconic.
have to watch now during the Halloween season
It's
and
a
Christmas.
staple.
Yeah, exactly.
it's a staple in our lives. And we also have the antagonist of this entire film, the best villain you'll ever find around, the one and only Oogie Boogie. Don't you just love Oogie Boogie?
I love him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the scientist. He was.
The scientist is on, like, that's a whole other conversation. The scientist is a trip, which we'll get into.
he
but
like freaks me out every time I see this movie.
He's toxic, for sure. With his brain, I remember as a kid, I was freaked out by that too. But now I love it. I live for it. But yes, Oogie Boogie.
it's definitely the antagonist, obviously, and it's like the one that, in a way, goes up against Jack Skellington in that way, because he's the one character in this entire town who doesn't particularly care for Jack, doesn't worship him like the town
like
does.
everybody else does.
Right.
And Oogie Boogie was voiced by Ken Page. And you also might recognize him. He recently played Sebastian in The Little Mermaid, an immersive live filmed concert experience at the Hollywood Bowl this year. And he also started back in Disney in 1989.
The year.
From the Magical World of Disney in Polly. Wow. And then Polly came home as the mayor. And he is also currently the only actor to have played the evil Buggy, Oogie Boogie, in The Night Before Christmas in any official spinoff requiring the use of the actors, and frequently plays Oogie Boogie in the American sequels or spinoffs of The Nightmare Before Christmas. And he's also a Broadway star. He starred in the original cast of Cats and Ain't Misbehavin'.
Oh, wow.
Even though I hate Oogie Boogie, he has no saving grace for that evil villain. He's like not the sympathetic villain character. However, like he can sing. Like
yes,
Oogie Boogie
can.
got the chops. I was like, okay, Oogie Boogie. When I first heard this song, he was just like, you're joking. You're joking. I was like, okay, all right, Oogie Boogie, you're talented. Okay.
Just like One More Dial Snake Eyes. Yes, I love it.
He is a bad mamma jamma for sure.
No, he is.
Oogie Boogie
He definitely is.
Everybody life. He is also, I mean, I think next to Lock, Shock, and Barrel, you could say Oogie Boogie is the character, besides obviously Jack and Sally, that you look forward to seeing. You look forward to seeing this villain because he kills it.
Mm-hmm. He definitely does.
Like Ken brought this character down.
I don't know how it would be without him in this movie.
Playing that role, I don't actually. I agree with you.
I can't picture it.
And even just like the tease of him in the intro. Remember when he's like, they show like his silhouette on the moon. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was like the little foreshadowing. I'm like, oh, okay, that character's coming back. We're gonna see that character later on in the film. So.
And even though he's like in maybe 5 to 10 minutes of the film, like he owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that also shows from the writing style for even the music, just how what a character might not seem that significant from the amount of time they have on the screen, but what you do at that time is what counts.
Yeah, and
that's why you're remembered.
He's very memorable, and
I'll
never forget what's inside Oogie Boogie, all the bugs. So it's like whenever Disney does something with bugs, like in The Lion King, like I remember I wanted to eat some bugs,
right?
Like, in The Lion King.
They look really good,
animated, and then like props to them for stop motion animating all those bugs like within Oogie Boogie and everything that comes out of him, like. Yeah, that's something you do not forget.
Somebody actually at D23 was in a gigantic Oogie Boogie costume. I'm talking about it was actually like a life size of what you would have pictured Oogie Boogie look like in real life.
Oh, wow.
Like in doubled in size, though.
That's insane.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life as a costume, and it should have won.
Yeah, that would have been awesome to see.
But now, guys, it's time for the Battle Royale. 2 holidays.
Oh my God.
Halloween and Christmas. Now, but I'm going to get a quick recap for those who, for some reason, 26 years has not really watched The Nightmare Before Christmas in some way or form. So, feeling overwhelmed and tired of his same old routine, Jack in Halloween Town is the Pumpkin King. And he has become bored with the same routine of frightening people in the real world, quote unquote. And when Jack accidentally stumbles into Christmas Town, all the bright colors and warm people, he gets a new lease on life. He plots to bring Christmas under his control by kidnapping Santa Claus and taking over the role. But Jack soon discovers even the best laid plans of mice and skeleton men can go seriously awry, which is very true. Now I'm going to ask you both, what makes Halloween so great from this movie in this perspective?
J-Lo.
I know it's like it's a real long pause because like it's a serious question. We have to take account.
I think for me, you mean like why Halloween is such a great aspect of this film in particular? Okay. I think for me, it's just like the first thing you see. I keep mentioning the intro just because that intro, the intro and the song and the characters that you see, even like the supporting characters such as like the goo monster or the creature, the witches, the werewolf, those characters that are so minor, they're so memorable just because the way they're animated, the way that they're designed, just their little they might have one line, but you don't forget them. You don't forget what they say, and it's the first thing you see. The title is Nightmare Before Christmas, but you go immediately straight into Halloween, and you see these characters, and you kind of like get into their zone of like, wow, these characters are practically celebrating Halloween every single day of the year because it's Halloween Town and whatnot. So I think it's something that you have to really, like, I haven't, as an adult, I'm exploring it more in my head. I'm like, wow, these characters literally celebrate a holiday every single day, almost, in a sense, whereas we celebrate it one time a year. So I think it's just a very...
like, it's part of their, like, culture. Like, that's their life, like Halloween all year long. So seeing that at the beginning, especially when you're younger, it's kind of like, wait, is this how it's supposed to be? Is it like, are we supposed to be celebrating Halloween all year long? So just the beginning of it. And then when you see it during Halloween season, it kind of gets you all like getting ready for the holidays. I mean, not only, at least for me, it's Halloween, but also just the beginning of, you know, Thanksgiving and like Christmas and all that. I don't know. It's just, for me,
I also love that it's titled Halloween Town because it, in a sense, always makes you think of Halloween Town with Debbie Reynolds and, you know, Kimberly J. Brown. But now as you get older, you think of that, you're like, oh yeah, there actually was a Halloween Town before Halloween Town. And that was really cool. I think that also the great part, or just the entire aspect of this film, two holidays you never thought could exist, like coexist in one movie, actually does it very well. They do. And they do it so seamlessly that it makes you love both holidays even more.
Exactly. If you're a big Halloween fan, because there's so many people that prefer Halloween over Christmas and everything, I feel like this movie is good for both. You know, like if you have a difference with someone, then one is like, you know, I love Halloween and I love Christmas. This movie, I feel like, brings you together, you know, because they're celebrating, you know, Halloween and then Christmas and then they kind of, like you said, coexist. So I think it's pretty awesome that they do that.
I think, honestly, those are the two most popular holidays.
And I feel like I was thinking about that earlier today because I knew we were going to cover this. And I was like, oh my God, that is awesome. Like, you know, that you're able to, this movie, we can watch it during Halloween and then Christmas season. And then from Halloween all the way until the end of the year if we want to.
And I think it has such a huge following because there's something for everyone in the film. Right. Whether you're Team Halloween or Team Christmas.
Now, on to Christmas. What makes the Christmas aspect of this film so amazing?
I loved it when Jack landed in Christmas Town and then he started seeing, I remember when I first saw that, or I think when I started getting older and understood the movie better, and I thought he was gonna not like it. I was like, he was gonna be like, "What is this place? Like, get me out of here!" But he really liked the lights and everybody in there, and he was just very mesmerized by all the colors and everything. So I really enjoyed that because I felt like that's when it started being like, "Oh, maybe this could be a Christmas movie." But I still think it's a Halloween movie. But that's just me.
I mean, who doesn't like a good crossover, right? Like Halloween, you never suspect or you never see like Halloween and Christmas like crossover at all. And also, I think it's relatable for people who get tired of like the same old routine. Like that's such an adult thing. Like as a kid, you don't really like go through that, I don't think. No. But as an adult, like I have even more appreciation for the film because you know, we sometimes get stuck in those routines and we get tired of them, and then we go traveling, or like we go, you know, like we go
we do
on
something
trips,
different out of our
vacations, and then we're literally Jack singing, "What's this? What's this?" We going on our trips and whatnot. So like I totally am Jack. Like when I go to like Chicago or something, I'm Jack, you know, singing "What's This?" But yeah, it's really cool seeing like these spooky characters like try to emulate kind of like the Christmas holiday, you know, the season basically when they're trying to make all the toys. So it's really cool to just like visually see that these spooky ass characters like try to do that. It's so fun. It was really fun.
And I mean, Christmas is such a bright light in and of itself, but in Jackson's, it's like he's constantly around dreary and fright, and this is like a shiny new toy, but it also in a way reminds us a reason why these two holidays are separate, why they should not mix. Because if I was a kid and I got a scary little Muppet doll, like a little ventriloquist from Goosebumps or something, hell would have been raised. I am not joking.
Well, Shay, those kids did open their presents before
early.
Christmas, which was a no-no.
Yep.
Well, like Jack was supposed to say, "Here's your present," and then like, if Santa just handed you a present, would you not sit there and open it?
Nope.
Oh, you would have waited till the morning?
I would wait. My parents
I don't believe
My
you.
grandma said, if you open it, that's it.
It's a bad omen. No, my parents would be mad. My siblings would be mad, Shay. We have to wait and do it as a family. It's tradition. It's tradition.
No, it is tradition. Like, you never opened at least one present on Christmas Eve?
That, okay, I did. But I would do it. I literally would. That was a family tradition. We would. But we would do it together, Shay. Not when I'm the only one awake. Everyone's sleeping. My family would be so angry. No.
No,
So
my
shame on those
family is
kids.
all in the living room, so there's no way.
They sleep in the living room?
Like, we all get together in the living
that's
room.
so cute.
We open them at midnight. We don't open them in the morning.
Oh.
So at midnight,
that.
everybody's still awake. So there's no way sneaking around, putting your finger in there, or anything like
Shaking
that.
it.
Yeah, no, there was
What
no
did you
way.
get me?
Yeah, there's no way.
I like it.
I mean, and then we have, like you say, Jack trying to recreate toys, or having the evil scientist do the reindeers in Zero.
Yeah.
Let's not mention the unsung hero that is Zero of this movie. He is the most amazing dog ever. He would be my favorite dog because you wouldn't be real, and I don't have to like walk you. Or you don't have to like go like for walks outside and everything. Oh, he'd be that's my perfect pet right there. Okay, I love Zero.
Zero's so cute.
He
I
is
used to think he
adorable.
was like a tissue paper.
Wow.
But then he was a dog. He's barking. I was like, oh, he's a ghost
He's a
dog.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
a ghost
he
dog.
was really. Thank you for mentioning because I almost forgot. MVP with his nose. So
Yeah,
we
he
love
comes.
it.
He comes in, lights the way.
Right?
Yep.
Lights the way for everyone. And I don't want to miss the evil scientist. Let's get into him real quick because he has issues. You just locking people up in their rooms,
Right.
And
He is such a little creep, but I,
know
love him.
He gave Sally life and everything. It doesn't mean he has to verbally abuse her and like.
No, he literally, I feel like he owned her. Like if
Yeah.
she was his property, it felt like that.
But also,
Yeah.
I love seeing her just be so witty and so smart and just like outsmart him and whatnot.
I know
With the deadly
with the
nightshade.
spoon and the holes in the spoon.
Sally's so smart, and it was really cool to see. Like you would think, like, oh, Sally got captured, but she's not the damsel in distress. She knows how to get her way, and like even take off her arms, like, and lose a leg in the process sometimes.
Because all she gotta do is like
You're
sew it
right.
back in.
But
Exactly.
she's indestructible. She got up from that fall. Remember that when she fell off the tower?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She did what she had to do. And,
And like Santa says, Sally has the most sense. Is the
Right.
most sane one of us all in Halloween Town.
very true, Santa. Very true.
Now, you guys have a question to answer before I give you Dan Elfman's real answer.
Oh my god.
What movie is it? Is it a Halloween or Christmas movie? I'm going to start with Ollie because J-Lo already
my
gave me hers,
gosh.
even though you're going to say it again.
Okay. Wait, okay. I'm gonna say mine. I already know. Are you gonna say yours though? Or are you just gonna
I'm going to
say
take the
She
answer,
has to
'cause
say
Oh,
hers.
okay.
I know the answer. I can't
Oh.
really tell you. Why.
Well,
But she still needs to tell us. She
I'll
should.
tell you after.
Okay.
I would have to go with it being a Christmas movie. Because in the title, Nightmare Before Christmas, I feel like it's a lot of Christmas movies are like leading up to the holiday. And so we see these characters. Battle, main event, J-Lo versus Ollie. I genuinely do think it's like more of a Christmas film. I love me my Halloween, but I would say because I think it's also kind of like navigating what is the meaning of Christmas, you know? And these characters who are so unfamiliar with it, they're from the Halloween season, so they don't know Halloween Town. They don't know what Christmas is all about, so I would say it's more so Christmas film.
Okay.
Even though it didn't come out during Christmas time, but debatable.
Which is what we're here to debate.
Yes. And J-Lo.
Right?
I mean, after that, I don't know what to say.
No, you give it to us.
I don't know. I just think it's a Halloween movie. You know, it started in Halloween Town, and like I understand what you said. You know that they're navigating into something that they're not used to, and Jack is just trying to maybe there's another routine we can go and go another way. But I don't know. I feel like it's Halloween Town is always gonna be Halloween Town. And even though they try to mimic like the Christmas with all the presents and everything, I feel like they still had that Halloween like creepy like spirit in them. Right. So that's why
it's hard because I feel like the characters, they're Halloween, but the setting is Christmas.
It's Christmas, right?
So it's like
I still think it's a Halloween movie.
I still think it's Christmas.
And I know he's gonna agree with me.
We'll see what does Dan have to say, Chae?
Well, our producer Bree said it's a Christmas movie.
Bree also threw in her hat and said it's a Christmas movie. However, so Danny Elfman says, in truth, it's a Halloween movie. It's clearly about Christmas. However, for me, it's a Halloween movie. Rising Up, Halloween was my favorite time of the favorite night time of the 12 months, and Christmas was a troublesome time. Into my grown up years, it was a time, the place, a little bit of a darkish cloud would comply with me around. Most likely carrying over from my childhood till I had my very own youngsters, after which I developed a new, brighter view of Christmas. I additionally felt very near Jack Skellington's plight as a result of I knew what it was to prefer to be the king of my very own little world, but to need out of the world and need one thing else. So I felt very near the vacation of Halloween, but additionally very near Jack and what he was going by.
Interesting. Wow.
That is very interesting. Because if you think about it, not a lot of people during the holidays, some people get really sad. They get really it's not a
joyous time for them.
A joyous time because it just reminds them of like bad times and things like that, or maybe they can't be with family members, and stuff like that. So
that's such an interesting thing.
That's a very interesting take, though.
And it took him 2 years to compose the music for this entire movie. It took 2 years to do it. So everything was. I'm happy it took the time of 2 years though, because if I feel like if they would have rushed it, it would not have been the same movie we all love now.
And it's so interesting because I feel like now, like I'm gaining a new perspective on hearing that from him, because it's not like this, I don't think it's really that big of an uplifting. There's totally like uplifting moments throughout the film, but it's very like somber too at the same time. It's very like sentimental. Like it is very. It's not like happy, if that makes sense. Am I making sense?
No, yeah.
It is a film that does have a lot of depth to it. It's not something that's like a typical Disney movie where it's like singing because I'm happy. It's something that you have to kind of like look through more of like a critical lens rather than just your sugar and rainbows, So it is something that stands out within like the Disney classics.
Definitely. And I think that's why I like this movie, because it's not always all most Disney movies are very like sugary and like super happy, and I think even though it's it leads up to like Christmas and all that stuff, which is like a happy time and everything, it still has those moments that for everybody that you can relate to yourself. So that's why I like that.
And for me, it's depth and quality over just everything. That for that year, Disney did something amazing. You created Hocus Pocus, and you created The Night Before Christmas, and even 26 years later, we're still talking about these incredible films and how much it meant to us. And one of the best things that Disneyland has ever did was combine the Haunted Mansion and The Nightmare Before Christmas. I think that is the most favorite ride of Disneyland during the holiday seasons. Because for 2 months, we do a mashup of not only the Haunted Mansion, but The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Jack Skellington is sitting on the pumpkin right outside, and that's when I know it feels like Christmas.
Right.
For me, when I go to Disneyland, I know it's Christmas when Jack is sitting on a pumpkin outside the Haunted Mansion, okay?
I literally go on the Haunted Mansion, like, probably the whole time that I'm there. Like, half of the day, I'm just making line over and over to go there, and I buy, like, the Express Pass now that they sell that. That's all I want to do, just go to the Haunted Mansion, because it's so nice in there. I love it. Like, everything is like they have it right on point. It's insane. And like the foods that they sell, like the churros outside of you, there's like a churro cart right outside this thing. And they have like colored, I think like kind of, I don't know, colored churros from the movie
they have,
and
like,
stuff. Flavored churros, and they call it like Jack or Sally or something like that. And
it's such a special like ride in general.
It is.
Too.
I love
like
it.
I was telling Chae before, I wish that it was always like Nightmare Before Christmas, like throughout the entire year. But then I don't think like I would appreciate it as much as I would.
Right, that's true.
And so it has to just be for like 2 months out of the
Right.
year. And then like it's in New Orleans Square, which is where I worked. I worked at the French Market, so it was just the setting of it and everything is just so special to me personally. So I just love it, and just to talk about it, we need to go on this ride, y'all. Like,
I
That
know,
is
we
so
do.
true. But it's also like you said. I think that's also what makes the Nightmare Before Christmas that special, because it wouldn't be as special if we went on it every day. But for 2 months out of the year, we get to be in this little bubble, warm, toasty, somber, sentimental,
And
in
it
love
smells
with the music.
so good in there too.
And I think that's what also makes it iconic. Like, if you had it every day, it wouldn't be as special. But what makes it special is for 2 months out of the year,
We get it.
we get it. And also, if you need some, little stocking stuffers, if you're thinking about some Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise,
Yes.
Vans just launched the Nightmare Before Christmas line.
Oh wow!
So
When was this? I need
She's
some.
serious. So it actually just launched, I believe, last
Black
week.
Friday, then there's no more.
I really believe it just launched last week. And if you looked at the line is amazing and iconic, and I need a pair in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It will change your life forever if you own a pair of the Vans. I can't even front.
I know we don't have like.
I'm gonna look these up right after
I
the
know,
show.
You guys should also check out Loungefly, their bags, because they have
so
so many
cute.
they're so cute. So many Disney ones and so many Nightmare Before Christmas ones.
There is a actual Jack Skellington wreath at the Hot Topic in City Walk. And it is amazing. It's a full-on Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas wreath for your door.
For Halloween, I decorated not the Nightmare Before Christmas because my niece is a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. She made us like buy all the decorations this year. It was Nightmare Before Christmas in my apartment. It was insane.
Crazy. Like, this film has so much merchandise
It's
and so
insane.
much like content outside of this one singular film that has no sequels, and it has so much merchandise. It's so crazy and so cool to like know how much it resonates with people from all ages.
Right.
I don't think
All
it
over the
matters how
world.
old you get. You will always love the Nightmare Before Christmas.
And that's what I love, because when I go to the park, you see people from the youngest to the oldest, and they are just big fans. And I love that because that's one thing that everybody there has in common, you know?
That's me pushing the kids out of the way to get on the right. Move it. I need to get on the Haunted Mansion.
So now we know we can't be near Ollie, please.
On that happy note, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning into our anniversary celebration. If you listen this far, we so appreciate it. Don't forget to give us thumbs up below, hit that subscribe button, and if you listen to us right now on iTunes, 5 stars, because we are 5-star people this Christmas holiday, and it is the holiday of gift giving.
Yeah.
So the gift you could give us is 5 stars.
Yeah.
Now, Miss J-Lo, do you want to tell the amazing people watching where they can find you?
Yes, you guys can find me at Jen_Lopez_89, all social media.
Yes, and all social media for me, Ollie Drenan, at Ollie Dreamer.
And you guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Chief Elf Officers Keven Undergaro and Maria Menounos, Chief Spirit Officer Jeff Graham, and the entire The Christmas 24/7 channel, we would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel. If you have questions or comments, email us at thechristmas247@gmail.com. Chief Elf Officers Keven Undergaro and Maria Menounos, Chief Spirit Officer Jeff Graham, and the entire The Christmas 24/7 channel, we would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV's The Christmas 24/7 channel. If you have questions or comments, email us at thechristmas247